Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lessons with Guitar Man. My name's Aaron, and I'll be your designated driver here today for this great song, The Merry Blacksmith. Now, The Merry Blacksmith is a really cool song out of Scotland or Ireland. I know it's a traditional tune. I'm not sure of its exact origin, but it's definitely a cool song, one that I think you're going to get a whole lot out of, and something that's definitely a little different than your typical flat picking type number. Now, the thing that makes this song unique in many ways is these little triplets that you heard me playing through the chorus part where I was going. That's real reminiscent of Scottish, Irish, all that kind of stuff. Those great banjo, tenor banjo players like Jerry O'Connell and all those guys over there are just so fantastic at it. I used to play it in a band with a friend of mine that played it on the banjo, and he would just rip this song to pieces. I learned to play very similar to how he was playing it, but he was using the three-finger Scruggs technique or melodic style, so he would add in a lot of the trilly parts, and I tried to get that with the flat pick. You'll find if you look for it on YouTube and stuff like that, that there are so many variations of this that I never even saw anybody that played it the same. So I just did it the way we used to do it, and hopefully you'll like it and get something out of it too. So let's go ahead and dive right in there and see what makes this thing work. All right, so right here in the A part, you have a pickup line, and that's going to go two, open, or down, up. So in the first measure there, you're going to have a 3, 3, 2, open, and again that's 3, 3, 2, open, followed by a 2, 4, 2. All right, so slowly that whole measure is going to go like so. 3, 3, 2, open, 2, 4, 2. It's kind of interesting, that little measure in itself, is it's almost like a little waterfall of notes there. I like the way that thing works. It kind of goes. It's almost like the notes overlap over one another and just have this really neat little sound to it. I kind of like that a lot. At any rate, one more time, that's going to be 3, 3, 2, open, 2, 4, 2. All right. And moving on to the next measure, you're going to have a 2, open, 3, 2, 2, open, 3, 2. And then the next four notes in the second measure are open, 2, 4, 2. Open, 2, 4, 2. And that whole measure is. One more time. Now moving on to the third measure, you're going to sort of repeat what we did in the second measure there and do 2, open, 3, open, 2, and then open, 3. So 2, open, 3, open, 2, open, 3. And that whole measure together is going to sound like so. All right, and moving on to measure number 4 there is going to be open, 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 3, open, 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 3, and then the next four notes are going to be open, 3, 2, open, open, 3, 2, open. And that whole measure together is going to sound like so. Open, 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 3, open, 3, 2, open. All right. Now let's go ahead and play through the first four measures together slowly, and that's going to sound like so. Now let's go ahead and move on to the fifth measure of the A part. And right here, what you're going to notice on the fifth measure is exactly the same as the first measure, so there's nothing new to learn there. The sixth measure is exactly the same as the second measure, so there's nothing new to learn there. And the seventh measure is almost the same as the third measure, but the last couple notes there changed. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So measure number 7 is going to be 2, open, 3, open, 2, 3, open, 2. Those last few notes are 2, 3, open, 2. All right? So that whole measure together is going to sound like so. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. And the last measure, number 8, is going to be 3, open, 2, 4, open. 3, open, 2, 4, open. Then 2, open, just like we did in the pickup measure. And that takes us back to the beginning of the A part. So the last 4 measures of the A part are going to sound like so. 1, 2, ready, go. So the second ending of the A part is exactly the same as the first ending, except the last 2 notes are 2, 3 instead of a 2 open. Okay? Let's go ahead and play through the entire A section slowly. So 1, 2, ready, go. All right, so moving on to the B section, let's go ahead and take a look at measure number 10. So you're going to notice right away it starts off with a triplet. Triplet, did. So it's 2 lines of triplets, so it's going to be like triplet and a, triplet and a. And that's how the entire 10th measure sounds. So it's going to be triplet and a, triplet and a. I know that's a little cheesy, but that's the only way I can make sense of it in my head anyway. So it's going to be 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, open. So slowly, that's going to sound like so. All right, so moving on to measure number 11 here, you're going to see another triplet, and that's going to be triplet on the 3rd fret, B string, and then 3, 2, open. So triplet, 3, 2, open, triplet, 3, 2, open, and then 2, 4, 2. So that whole measure is going to sound like so. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, and measure number 12 is exactly the same as measure number 3 in the first part, so there's nothing new to learn there. And measure number 13 is the same as measure number 4 in the first part, or the A section, so there's nothing new to learn there either. However, when we jump to the last 4 lines of the B part, what you're going to see here is a new little movement where we go up to the 5th fret with our middle finger, and what we're going to do here is 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, open. So it's 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, open. And I'll play that slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. And then moving on to the 15th measure, we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did in the 11th measure of the B part, so there's nothing new to learn there. And then moving on to the 16th measure, we're going to use the exact same thing we did in the 12th measure of the B part, so there's nothing new to learn there. At the first ending of the B part, or measure number 17, we're using the exact same ending as in the A part, so there's nothing new to learn there on either one of those endings. So really, we have this whole tune under our fingers now. But let me go ahead and play through measure 14 through measure number 17, or the last 4 lines of the B section, so you can hear what that sounds like. So 1, 2, ready, go. So let me go ahead and play through this entire B part slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. So let me run through this song one time slowly, and that'll be a wrap on this tune. So 1, 2, you know what to do. All right, well, there you have the Merry Blacksmith. Some final thoughts on this tune for you are those parts that have the little triplet are what really make this tune. It gives it that really neat, I guess, Scottish, Irish flavor to it. That triplet sound just sounds absolutely unmistakable and really gives this song a flair that sets it aside from like your typical just single note or 8th note or 16th note lines. If you do listen to any kind of music in that part of the world, you'll hear this kind of thing, and they're playing all over the place, and they put triplets in this strange places and absolutely just rip songs like this apart. It's definitely something you need to listen to a little bit to get in your head, but when you're just jumping in there and you take a tune like this Merry Blacksmith and just start with this one and try to get that under your fingers, at least you'll have an idea of how something like this might sound and how you might be able to use it in your playing. It really just opened up a door that I never really went down before, just playing typical flat picking or blues songs or something. When you're adding these little parts like the doing those things is really unique and sounds very cool to my ear, and maybe it sounds cool to yours too, maybe it doesn't, but either way, it's definitely an interesting technique to use and something I think you can use in your playing in any kind of music, no matter what that may be. All right, well, that's a wrap on this tune. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. If you have any questions for me, you can send me an email in the description listed below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you down the road.